Hi everyone, this is Rebecca Howe. I am the liaison to the School of Health Professions for the library. So please come to me with any questions that you may have about Zotero or research or finding articles or anything else library related. Today we're going to talk about Zotero. I'll show you how to find the guide that we've created at the library for you to use, how to download, install it, and use it to save citations on your computer. So I want you to start at the library's homepage, which is library.utesca.edu. From here, I'd like you to go to a guide that I created for this class. So if you go to my name, Rebecca Howe, and then you scroll down, you'll see Respiratory Care Introduction to Research. So this is the guide that goes along with the class. You'll see a lot of great information here. The one I want you to click on is citation management. So Zotero is a citation management software, and it can help you save, organize, and share your citations with a group. It can also help you create a bibliography in a paper, create in-text citations, and you can choose your style, APA style, whatever that is. So it's a very useful tool, and we recommend it here at the library. And here is the link to the Zotero guide. So if you click on this guide, this link, you'll get to the guide, which explains what Zotero is. You'll see here we're on the home tab. There's a lot more useful information here, which will go over some of the things I'm talking about in this video. So you can always come back here for more information. So I'm still on the home tab. If you scroll down to the second box here, you'll see Getting Started with Zotero. So this is where we're going to start. The first thing you'll want to do is download it. So if you have a Windows computer, you want to just download the Windows version. You can download the Mac version, etc. That's step one. So either onto your laptop or desktop, whatever computer you're going to be using. The second part is to install a connector, which is an extension for your browser. I'm going to click on that here. So I am using Chrome right now. So I would install the Chrome connector. If you're using a different browser, you'll want to click there and choose whatever browser you're going to be using with the same computer that you have Zotero downloaded on. So if once you have the installer connector downloaded, you'll see it here. These are the extensions that I have, and this first one is a little piece of paper icon, and that's the Zotero connector. The third piece is integrating Zotero with your word processing app. If you use Microsoft Word, then it should automatically download into Word when you download the Zotero file. So I have Word on this computer. I've downloaded Zotero. If I open a blank document, you should see here it says Zotero. So when I'm typing my document, my paper, I'll be able to go here and use Zotero and integrate it with Word. But I'll close that for now. So those are the three pieces you need to do. Really, you only need to do the first two. This one should do automatically if you have Word, again, on the same laptop or computer that you've downloaded Zotero onto. So after that, we'll go into Zotero itself, see what it looks like, and then I will show you how to actually add citations to it. So I have Zotero already on this computer. I'm going to open it now so you can see what it looks like. So you'll see on the left-hand side, I've already created some folders, and each folder you can name and organize citations however you like. You can have subfolders within a folder. So this looks like you could add a new main folder, add a new, they call it a collection, but it's like a subfolder. And even within these, you could add another folder within these collections. So you've got my library here. You've got the information about, these are citations I've already put into here, but I'll show you how to add your own. If you click on a citation, you'll see there's more information over here. You'll get item type, title, author, abstract. You scroll down, there's more information. If it's from PubMed, there's a PMID. If there's a DOI, there's a DOI. Sometimes there's a URL or link or even a full PDF attached to it. It's not always going to download and attach the full PDF. It will if it's freely available and easily accessible. Some of them won't have the PDF, but you can add it later if you like, or you can just use a folder to collect PDFs and download them if you like, however you like to do it. So let's go in and look at PubMed first and see if we can add citations. We'll create a new folder and add citations to Zotero here. So I'm going to go back to the library's homepage, and you could go to PubMed through the Resources tab, or you can go here through the homepage here, and I'm just going to put COPD and pulmonary rehabilitation. Okay, and I'll click search, and it'll take us to PubMed through the library. If you're off campus, always do the off-campus login first. And now you can see we have some results. Because this is about Zotero, I'm going to just focus on choosing any citations and uploading them or importing them into Zotero, just so you can see how to do it. Now, if you have one citation, let's say we know we want to add this one to Zotero, you can just click on it. And from this screen, which they call the abstract view because it shows you the abstract, we're going to want to go to that little connector icon that we saw. Now, before we do this, I want to make sure you remember to have Zotero open in the background on your desktop. If you don't have it open and you try to save, it doesn't always work, and it gives you an error message. So make sure you first open Zotero, and then you go and try to start saving articles. So you can see it looks like a little piece of paper right now, and if I'm just hovering over it, it says Save to Zotero. So if I click on it, it says, okay, it's saving to the COPD article folder, which, okay, that's fine. You can change it from here. It'll let you choose which folder, and then you can kind of see what it's doing. It's got a PDF attached because it was free and easily accessible. And then you can always go check to make sure it worked. And let me see here, what was it called? It was called Pulmonary Rehabilitation and Exercise Training in Chronic. Okay, so it did work. You can check here and see. I should have done a new one so it'd be easier to see, but you can still see it here. And that it came from PubMed, because it's got a PMID. It says Library Catalog, PubMed. So that one works just fine. Now let's say we want to do more than one article at a time in PubMed. I'm going to go to the back button here. Now we already have this one downloaded. So let's say we know we want these two to import into Zotero. So I'm going to check them. I'm going to click on Send to the clipboard. So the clipboard is just a temporary saving place. And you can see it's like a folder, temporary place folder to save items. Go to the clipboard page. So you've got 2 items in there now. You could add more. You could do more searches and add more. When you're done adding, you can go, you'll see this is popped up now underneath the search tab. You can click on the clipboard with 2 items and you can see, okay, I've got 2 items. Now I want to send these to Citation Manager. You could, let's see if it works this way. So now actually you could use this. So you see that it's a folder. When it's a piece of paper, it's usually when there's one citation on the screen. The folder lets you know you've got more than one citation on the screen. And in this case, it works and it's showing, okay, these are the 2 things I see on the screen. Do you want both of these? And you can select all or manually select them and then say, okay, yes, these are the 2 things I want. So you can do it that way. And it's going into this folder, which is fine. That's the COPD folder, and you can see it looks like it worked. So chronic disease and the relationship. Let's see if they are in here. I see the chronic disease one. The relationship between, there we go. So those 2 are both in there now. So that's how you import from PubMed. Now I'm going to show you how to import from CINAHL. So let me go back to the library's homepage here. And this time I'm going to do the same search from the home page. I'm going to go to CINAHL instead of PubMed. And I will do same search here. COPD and pulmonary rehabilitation. And I spelled it wrong, rehabilitation. So here we are in Cinol with our search results, and you can see here the number of results, and let's say we are interested in this first article, and we're going to click on it so we can import it into Zotero. So this is the abstract view, just like in PubMed, where you can read an abstract, get more information, and you'll see that the icon has turned to a little piece of paper. It says Save to Zotero, so if I click on that, it should save it to this folder, and it looks like it works fine. So that's great. Now I'm going to go back to the results list and try to save more than one item at a time. So the best way to do it in this database is to do it from the results screen. So now you'll see we have the folder view. So we've already saved the first one, but let's say we've been looking through them. We know we want these two. You can check as many as you like and then click OK, and it will save them into Zotero this way. There we go. You can see that it worked there. So now I'm going to show you one more, instead not a database, because I showed you two databases, PubMed and Cinol. Now I'm going to show you how to import from Google Scholar, which is a search engine, not a database. And so I will go to Google Scholar. I can do the same search just to make things easy. But if you happen to be in Google Scholar looking for something and you want to add it to Zotero, you can. And let's say this might be one we've already done. So let me look for maybe something that's new. Let's say you want to add this one to Zotero. If you look underneath the citation here, you'll see where it says import into RefWorks. It also says cite right here. Now I found the easiest way to get it into Zotero is to use the RefMan button. It's going to ask, is this okay? You'll say yes. Even though we're not using RefMan, it just seems to work the best because it's an RIS file. It works better than clicking on RefWorks or these other ones. So RefMan has an RIS file and we'll still get it into Zotero, even though it doesn't say Zotero. So now we've got those all in here, and you can see some of them have PDFs and some don't. Again, you can look at the information over here about them and organize them. You could even move them into new folders from here and reorganize that way. Now, I do want to point out that you will see here it says duplicate items. So what this is doing is checking to see if you have duplicates within everything in this main heading folder. Okay, so it's not looking within folders, it's looking within all of these. So keep that in mind if you're working on a project and you are going to have multiple people. You could have a project where you say, okay, we have one main heading folder, and then each person maybe has their own folder within here, and then you could see if there's duplicates. Like, okay, let's say Rebecca is looking at PubMed. You could call this Rebecca PubMed, and everything I find in PubMed I'll put here. And then you could put Chris Cinol, and then everything Chris finds in Cinol you would put here. And then when you're all done, you could look for duplicates and then delete them that way, and that way you know it'll more easily delete your duplicates that way. But you can see down here that these are the group libraries, and I will show you next how to create one. You'll see that I'm in a couple here, and again, you've got the same options. You can create multiple folders, and then you can search for duplicates within these larger folder groups. So let me go there 1 second. And then you can delete them, or as Zotero calls it, merge. Zotero does suggest that you should always resolve duplicates by merging them rather than deleting, because you can right click and delete something, but Zotero recommends merging items so that they will retain the collections and tags of the merged items. To do that, you'll see here, I've got duplicates. You can see they are sorted by title. So you can see these two are duplicates. If I go over here, you can see the two versions. It tells you what day and time they were saved. And then what you would do is just click on one, and then you can merge two items that way. And you can do it for all of them. I have a lot in here, but that's because I must have duplicated one of the searches. You probably won't have this many. But yeah, so it's pretty easy. You click on it and then you click on a version and just merge them together. So let me now show you how to create and share and work with group libraries. So let me go back here. I'm going to put Zotero, minimize that. And so Zotero has an online component as well as the downloaded desktop version. So if you go to the online component of Zotero, which is just zotero.org, and then you can log in. It'll ask you to log in with your username and password or your email and password. You can see this is the online version that you can log in from anywhere. You don't have to have it on your desktop, but you do need to have your desktop application open to save items. So if you go here to the COPD folder, you can see this is the one we were working on in the desktop version, and you can see it here as well. So from this online version, you'll see that you have the web library, which is where we are now, and then the next tab on your right is groups. So this is where you'll go to look at your groups, edit your groups, add people, and also to create a new group. So here you would do create a new group, choose a name, and I'll just call it COPD group. And then you can choose whether to have it public, open, public, closed, private, completely. I tend to choose either just private or public closed, where anyone can view your group, but only members must apply or be invited to use it, or just doing completely private is fine too. So I'll do create group, and now I have a group. It's going to ask me, or tell me it's private. It's going to tell me some of the settings, basically. I can save the settings as they are. And then from here, if I go back to my groups, you can just see all of them, right? So this is the one we just created, COPD group 3. Now let's say we want to add people, because right now it's just me. There are no other members. You can do manage members. Okay, so this is the only place you can add people to your group. So from there, you have to look at the bottom where it says send more invitations. So then I would click here and I would get the email, invite my colleagues with their email, and then just click invite members once you're done with that. And just so you know, there are some other instructions on how to do this here in the guide that we were looking at earlier. Remember, before we were on this home tab, and if you scroll down, you'll see shared libraries. So this is going to be the same thing we just went over, sort of just reminding you how to do it, create a shared library or join an existing library, and a video as well to show you how to do that. So the last thing I want to show you is how to create bibliographies and insert citations into a document. I'm going to show you how to do it in a Word document. So again, this guide, there's some instructions on how to do it in the guide. You can always come back here and look at it, but I'm going to show you how to do it now. So I'm just going to open Word and open a new document, a blank document, and you should see this Zotero little button here. And if you don't, there are some instructions back here on the guide to reinstall if it doesn't work for you, or if you don't see it there, then you can reinstall and try that. So let's say we're starting to type our document. I'm just going to do a quick, typing just a quick sentence here so that I can show you how to insert a citation and then a bibliography. So we've got a sentence and we want to cite a document. So I'm going to go to the Zotero tab, add, edit a citation. Oh, and see, Zotero is not open. So it does only work if it's open, but it is nice that it reminds you to open it. So I'm going to go ahead and open Zotero here. I must have closed it. And then once it's open, I'll go back here and then I'll try again. Add, insert citation. And I get this little bar, and you can see it's loading, so because I just opened Zotero, so I think I need to wait another minute. Okay, so because this is the first citation that I'm going to be adding into my document, it's going to first ask me what my citation style is that I'm going to be using. I don't know if you use APA or AMA. They are both on here. So I'll go ahead and use APA 7th edition, which is the one that I usually use. And I will leave all of these things, automatically update fields. It looks fine. I'll click OK. And then it's going to ask me to search for the document that I want. You can search by title or author, and I don't remember any authors, so I'm just going to put COPD because that was our topic here, and we can find whichever one you want. I remember we found this one at one point. So then it's going to show you what it looks like when your citation, in-text citation, is inputted. I haven't clicked enter yet, so it's not in there yet, but it's just giving me a preview. Now, if I click space, I think it's space, I can add a second one, and then a third and a fourth. I think you can do mini. So for now, though, I'll just click on one of these. And now you can see I've got 2, and they're in the right order. Now, if I click enter, it's going to put it in my document. Okay. So, and I think the period is in the wrong spot here, so I might want to fix that. Kind of depends on when you start. I should have clicked on add citation before I put the period. So it's up to you, I think, to put it in the right spot. I'm going to type another sentence. And this time I'm going to do space, add citation before the period so it gets in the right spot. And I'll do another citation. I'll just use this one because I haven't used it yet. Enter. Okay, so now I'll make sure I do my periods correctly. Okay, so now I want to add my bibliography. And if I add edit bibliography, it's got 3 citations. You can see we've got 3 in here. And so it automatically finds them, puts them in the right order, and puts them in the APA citation style, which you should always check to make sure it's accurate, but it does a decent job of it, so just always double check. And that's the end of this video. Be sure to check the guide if you have any questions or need any more help, both the Zotero guide and the Respiratory Care Introduction to Research guide. So remember to go to the Citation Management tab to get to the Zotero guide. And you can access my contact information here as well if you have any questions.